All right, welcome back. Algebra 2, Savas. We're talking about lesson 7-1 here, full trigonometry. And we've got the 9th problem that I've asked you to do, closing in on the end. We're doing indirect measurement again here. And the situation that we're trying to figure out this time is that we have two people standing on opposite sides of a small river, P and Q. One person, P, 45 meters from a bridge. Here's your bridge. And the other person is standing on the southeast corner, so down a ways. And the angle between the bridge and the line of sight is 72. Here's my angle. Use information to determine the length of the bridge and distance between the two. So what we're trying to solve on this one, it's not what I thought we were going to try to solve, but we're trying to figure out how far is it across this bridge. So from the 72.8, this would be our adjacent side. And we already know adjacent touching the angle. So this angle right here, the adjacent side, this one. And then this is the opposite side away from the angle. So adjacent and opposite, that's opposite over adjacent. Hopefully you remember that, TOA. So the tangent of my angle, the 72.8, is equal to the opposite side 45 over the adjacent side x. Now, variables in the denominator are never helpful. Never. I mean, they're helpful, but they're not going to work out to give you your solution. So we've got to multiply by this denominator, x, get that out of the denominator. And then we're going to turn right back around to solve for the x and divide by the tangent of the 72.8. And then that's going to solve for us to find x, which I labeled for this adjacent side right here, which would be the length of the bridge across the small river. And so let's go put that in to Savas, or into Desmos, and have it tell us how far it is across that bridge. Here we go. I've got the 45 divided by the tangent of the 72.8. And it says 13.929 to two places, 13.929 two places. So this 9 right here would tell us to make that 2 into a 3, since it's a 5 or bigger. And let's see what it likes. There it is. You guys got this. Hopefully that's helpful. That's like 3 questions in a row that we've been doing. So the distance between the two people now, and it says do not round until the final answer. So now if we're using the number I just had, and we're going to round to 2 decimal places after that. So we'll take that answer we have over there right now. So by saying don't round until the final answer at this point, we're going to keep this 45 over the tangent of 72.8. It doesn't look like a number, but just pretend that's a number, because we just saw on the calculator it was. And we'll take that and treat that as a side, so square that. So we're going to do this x squared, which you just wrote, times this 45, or add plus the 45 squared, Pythagorean theorem here. And it equals your hypotenuse. A lot of times that's labeled as a C for the hypotenuse, so I'll do that. And that's squared, but remember, we want to know just the distance between them, so that's going to end up being, we want to square root both sides. So we're going to take this whole thing, and we're going to square root it. So let's take what I had already over there in Savas. So we're going to just round it the final answer. That's what it means by that. Keep everything just as we have it until then. So add the 45 squared onto here. And after we have the 45 squared, we need this whole thing under a square root. So take that whole thing. Let's see if we can just put that square root out here in front, if it'll go over. It didn't, but let's see if I highlight, cut it, and paste it under there. There we go. So now we round at the very end, and what did it say to round to? It said we're going to round to 2 decimal places in the end. And so 2 places here, 45 and 1500ths. So 45.15, because that 4 right there isn't a 5 or better to round the 5 up. So 45.15, let's see how we did. 45 and 1500ths. Uh-oh, got a mistake there somewhere. 45 over my tangent. Go look. Oh, this 45 over that tangent needs to be squared too, right? So let's put that in there. And let's put a squared on that. There we go. How about 47.11? So 47.106. So the 6 would say make that 0 into a 1. 47.11. Let's try that for the second try. 47.11. And that's what they're looking for. All right, you guys. Hopefully that helps. Or did I make a mistake there? And go back and just persevere. Figure out where it went wrong. Look it over. Even when you're pretty confident you're doing it right, you might have typed something wrong. And you can get this stuff if you need to. Find some resources out there. There's a ton of them available. SOHCAHTOA, distance, indirect measurement, right triangle trigonometry, some of the topics you might search there. So good luck. You got this.